Mama na situation.
Obi ya Ghana Trade Company Limited. Na me ne hojo.
Catch Dr. Agnes say and then they be fia be didi.
Na de. Dr. Agnes do we there we wasumu awo. Eti o mbane no mbante de se nenko ade. E se bale bobo day. We are coming home. Se wo twa wan se wan ko ya no akọ.
Ese bo
enkodwa
ne ho makọ.
Yo.
Eti we e pass yanko akwatia ne.
Eti happy birthday man.
Akodi fire ho.
Enkodwa ye. Dr. Agnes do happy birthday.
Doctor, we there e pass yanko akwatia. E be fia be didi. E be fia.
Now you say what Patabo say for so many years. One no catch so atwi konkron.
Kabro so a
bro kabofo a obeka do normal bofo woni broni hia dia e so ka broni
yo mahamo say omobrofo ya brofo de ni bi
o me ngi ya
80 doc anopay happy birthday to you happy birthday to you nti
ona na fam na tare
e baba fi abidi and there mon kan de no nti that dog anopay ti onim yes sir obi a wako school asua homa na wa bodin sa na odo djuma kese na obre ne ho asia na nkrofo no godon mission bi buo mo pa because e ma bi wo hono mu a godon ayi toska kro mu mo bi no abo diploma
toska cigarette
o mo bi no abo diploma enso mo awu va ni pa anya kapre eti professor Mebabu Edinom and Dr. Agnes Edinom ayasua homa ya benya then woni mu ya share ni file ye da fam ya mi share o mu nyina you and na
tanti vorrebbero essere come lui, ma l'originale è solo Chantecler sgrassatore universale. Lo usi su tutto, funziona dappertutto, anche sottosopra. Chantecler, il gallo del pulito.
Na mummy enkwe na yinti mi di mafu ye wi a mo bese aba na ye wi akwati adwuma na nsa na yetimi ahwe bia a siso abeja bodo kapo machi
ya janaro
ya bokode
twede ampada roma odina che ye ho ye na ho so
ye yeso ye ho ye pa
de nyame ase
anope mi di mafu heba hospital eni na bo mai na etifo
daro ya da se na doctor ya mu ye ne be de senye doctor bia de ne medicine
de doctor of philosophy we ho masua doctor anya mo de ni bia
anya ye medicine de ni bia anti yam
medical doctor sir
okay anti ma me fan free doctor time da so ho emfa doctor odi birthday na me ne o kasa no pay de na ye benada ne duru benada say de na wan kasa wani tu akuma ase adaje ni poso na afi nkran poko ase ba ira so adaje ni poso pa chaw yare bi atete woni paduan bi a me dimafo ba hospital na wo so de ba Dr. Tam da so doctor de brand de ye adwuma me ba chaw ma me dimafo ba hospital e ma doctor nkan kira o say me mabera me sori akwa didi ana ma lock me ho prumbe wana montra se ntwa sampa cha da bi tembia doctor wa hoden esen se nyame dua doctor de new booster no sa nu abi na doctor no so o use a ono tembia ono no bia otena se ampa cha on sorry na the last person e fry arasabia ho Dr. Tam da so no haban ni abibidro se ye ka haban nkoyini ni nubina hodo na doctor de ye nura hodo no na doctor nam holistic approach so scientific approach so scientifically na chose ya sono so ana de ma o se ye hu se ampa edua we yare we na esa onyame da na bibi kire doctor no wo mana tie o se yare wa dodo okura sa edua we esa haban we se yare we eno nti doctor akwura ma wa nubina ne haban na tete de abafie ode sanyare wa hodo ma me papa mini aba yare be na tete wa osi sa yare we ni aduro mpato bra me di mafra ba hospital esan sa last stop me di mafra ba hospital na oba me di mafra ba hospital na ho anto wa esan sam na cha se eno anu na ni da so asa area ma ni ate no se haban a doctor ye adwuma no empempi no na ya na kase wo ho a e wo sa wo ko obi a okasa haban te na haban te ne kasa na stemia kasa se mo obi ho a te ozie na anwan na te haban kasa pacho nten se obi o te haban kasa yi obi a otimi wo se haban we time se meti haban we be ya adwuma ebere se meti haban we anya adwuma afi okote haban na e wo se oka adekodi a wodi haban ne kwakoye sare be ya pacho ebetimi atu adekoro na se ade ama wo
Tia constituency, majority of the polling stations we have visitors indicate that polls have started with people eager to cast their ballots. If you can see what's behind me or the background, I could tell you that people are already formed queues and are going to cast their ballots for whoever they wish to represent them in the Chamber of Ghana's Parliament. As I speak to you now, I'm at the Bodua Electoral Area Terminal Polling Station 1. There are 2 polling stations here. So there's the Terminal Polling Station 1, and then there's the Lorry Station 2, where elections are taking place within these 2 polling stations within the Bodua Electoral Area and some other polling stations within this electoral area. Many of the party stalwarts here have visited the area to observe what to do so was Tanko Computer, the Deputy Director of Elections and IT for the NDC. He came here to observe the process, and in our engagement with him, he said that he was confident and satisfied with the whole process, and it was his hope and expectation that by close of the polls, everything will go on as planned. And then came in Evans Dimako.
Red Bull ti mette le ali.
Ecco l'immobile segreto di cui le parlavo, Watson.
Ecco, questa è la casa, proprio come la stava cercando.
Scusi, ma lei chi è?
Un agente
Segreto.
immobiliare.
Eh sì, Holmes, da oggi con immobiliare.it puoi avere accesso anche agli immobili segreti, quelli che non trovi online.
Immobiliare, Watson.
Immobiliare.it.
Of Elections and Research for the MPP, he also came in to observe the proceedings as it has started. Our engagement with him, for him, the MPP and their candidate will win today's by-election. Very, very confident the election, and to him, they've done enough work on the ground to secure victory for the MPP and their candidate in this election. And then came Comfort Doyo, who is the Deputy Majority Whip in Ghana's Parliament, who also came here to observe proceedings for herself. She's also confident that the NDC as a political party will win. And so for the political parties, they are being confident. For the constituents, they are eager to vote. They are very, very eager to vote in this. The is also that has come up in a number of conversations. Now, if you pass everywhere within the constituent, you see men in black. The men in black representing the Ghana Police Service. Here in this polling station, I can count close to 20 police officers. 20 police officers just dispatched here to ensure law and order and ensure that the election is incident-free. So you have close to 5 of them at the various polling stations, and even more. And then you see some of them also observing from afar, observing what's really happening, ensuring that the whole incident is violence-free. And so it comes on the back of the assurance given by the Inspector General of Police that over 5,500 men will be deployed to the entire constituency to ensure law and order and ensure that this election is violence-free. And they are living up to the directive or the order given by the Inspector General of Police. You could see them everywhere in their uniform. Some of them are armed to ensure that indeed no incident really happens within the constituency. So that is a general picture. But then just some few minutes ago, it started drizzling. Many of the party stalwarts here say it's showers of blessing. And so from wherever you are coming from, you will know whether it's coming, the blessings are coming to your party or the other party. And so apart from the drizzling, it's still going on. Voting is still going on. People are still casting their ballots, and hopefully by 5 p.m. when the Electoral Commission comes here to officially declare, we'll know who exactly will be elected the Member of Parliament for the AKWATIA constituency. We are told that over 119 polling stations across the constituency with 11 electoral areas and 21 electoral areas within the constituency, 21 electoral areas within the constituency, and how about 119 polling stations. We are told that over 52,000 people, voter population, are expected to come out to cast their ballot in today's election. And so it just started, 7 a.m. It just started. There's a hope and expectation as this day goes by, more and more people will come out to vote. And we are told that some of the voters are also farmers, local farmers. So some of them have gone to their farms and other places. And so later in the day, they will also come here to come and cast their ballot. So that is a general picture of the situation within the AKWATIA constituency. Voting has commenced in majority, if not all, majority of the polling stations within the constituency.
Very well. Where you stand in Boedua this morning will ordinarily be a busy place. Give us tell us, how has the election today impacted economic activity within that area?
It's a busy place because it's a lorry station. As yesterday when we came, we saw quite a number of vehicles parked there, loading, as we say, loading to Kede, Asamai, Kese, Kusi, and the rest. But this morning, because this place is more or less a polling center, a polling station, the vehicles here are limited. And even those of them which are parked here are not working. They are not loading. And so I'm told that they've been given directive to load passengers across the street. Because this place is going to be a busy one, they've asked the passengers to move across the street and the vehicles also be there. So at least the drivers will take the passengers to their various destinations. For that reason, the station is not that busy. The station is just left for today's activity. And so you could see voters coming in and out to come and cast their ballot and then go back to do whatever activity that they wish to go and continue with.
So clearly the economic activity at the lorry station has been impacted today by the exercise.
It has. It's only the food vendors who are cashing in at the moment, because the journalists, the police officers, and the rest who may be hungry may want to catch some bites of some food, and so the food vendors are those who are cashing in at the moment, as far as this whole economic activity is concerned. But for the drivers and the vehicles, they are not. They've been asked to move across the street to do their normal business there.
Right. There's an NDC office also there where you are. Is the office open, and are officials of the party trooping in and out of that office?
Scarica l'app e ordina un globo.
Ricordi la fase delle principesse? Ora vendere i tuoi articoli di seconda mano su Vinted è ancora più facile.
No, as we speak, that office has been closed because when we came here earlier, we went to that office to go and see if we can speak to any of the party officials. We were told that because today is the election day, they've dispatched almost everybody. They dispatched almost everybody within that particular office to a center to go and observe what's happening, or either to go and vote. And so that particular office, which you are very much aware of, has been closed. But Nana, I have a lady here with me. She's just finished voting.
Right.
She has just finished voting. She want to express one or two issues with this voting. Mami, neti saying.
Yami adumoye.
Me wuse wakoto wa baby.
Mi pacho an.
Ne process neti saying.
Oh, ye boko. Ye bompa ye. Se nyankupo nye nu se ya amane. Kosi anyimre. Na nyankupo. Nye wode be mano na wode amano. Na o di line him no. Then na omo ka kire o. Omo anka hwe ankyere me. Eno ani se ye kɔ baako. Ntu du on me ide o paper ma na omo bi se bi sa de bi. Omo ambisa me hwe. Omo kire me se ne meye no. Sa pepepe na omo kire me. Ntimi kɔ ye sa pepepe nso na me so me ye. Na opesu de tim so ma no de tim so ma ne pepepe. Die me pe no na me de atimi no so. Tina me bompa ye. Se ye se ya na ye wie bɔkɔ asumudue na ye hwehwe. Tie bonyankopon paye se wonye nu se maye ya danyame ase se ne etie ya danyame ase nti nyankopon won koso nye nu sa maye.
Thank you very much. Basically what she's saying that is a hope and expectation and praying to God that the peaceful nature of how the whole process has started should continue till the end. According to her, when she got to the Electoral Commission officials, she was given the ballot paper. She went through the process, voted for whoever she wants to vote for, and has put the ballot back into the ballot paper. And so her prayer and expectation is that by close of day, it should be a peaceful process as the way it has started, and ensure that they don't record any incident, any violent incident should not be recorded in this whole electoral process within the AKWATIA constituency. So Nana, the process is ongoing. The process has started. The hope and expectation of the many people who've queued in the line is that it should be peaceful. At 5 p.m., counting will begin, and then a winner will be declared at the end of the day.
Very well, Sami. Thank you so much. Sami Riafe, my colleague, who is currently stationed in AKWATIA in the eastern region at Boadua, to be precise, bringing us up to speed regarding the polls, which has commenced in the constituency. Over 52,000 voters expected to cast their ballot at 119 polling stations today, 25 electoral areas. And it is the expectation that by 5 p.m. the exercise would have been smooth, would have been peaceful, and a winner would have been declared by the returning officer for the constituency on behalf of the Electoral Commission.
He was once a member of parliament, Alhaji Baba Jamal. Alhaji, you're welcome to AKWATIA Watch.
Thank you very much, Standa. How are you, my brother?
I'm doing well. I hope you yourself, you're doing well. It's been a long time.
Alhamdulillah, we are very okay. We are all in the service of our nation, so we are fine.
We thank God. I still remember your vetting when you were going for deputy minister position like yesterday. I remember when Oseche Mensah Bosu asked you what your ethnicity was, and you said you were half Fulani and half Moshi. I remember watching that vetting from the village. And
yes,
and when we started talking about AKWATIA and the news emerged that AKWATIA has a lot of non-accounts, I remember referencing that, well, their former MP, Baba Jamal, is half Fulani, half Moshi man. So talk to us about AKWATIA constituency for people who want to know what the constituency was about before we talk about your role when you became an MP, why you didn't go back and all of those matters, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Talking about my lineage, Moshi Fulani, Amanda is also Fanti, Moshi, so I also am somehow Fanti. And then, but an indigene of AKWATIA because my grandparents, the Moshi, settled in AKWATIA some 200 years ago. And for that matter, have been part and parcel of the development of AKWATIA. So when you come to AKWATIA, there are a lot of Moshis, there are a lot of Kotokolis. In fact, giving you the statistics of the place, AKWATIA is made up of 51% non-account. 51%.
Non-achim.
Non-accounts, yes. 22% is Ewe. Ewes form 22% of the area.
Okay.
And then 16.2 are the Zongo people, those who are settled in the various Zongos. And then others, when you put them together, in fact, accounts form 49.1% of the area. So this is the, demography of the AKWATIA constituency. And when you come to places like AKWATIA, Boadua, AKWATIA is the biggest town, which controls close to about 22% of the entire vote. You add Boadua to it. Boadua has close to about 7,000 votes. And then, and Boadua, for example, has less than 20% account. They are the Zongos, the Ewes, the Frafres, and other northern extraction people. So when you come to AKWATIA, the demography and the dynamics of AKWATIA is a bit different. That's why you see that the seat continue to swing, because the account population is largely MPP. The non-accounts are largely NDC. So anytime there is unity in the front of one, then they are likely to win the elections. where you have division in front of the other party, then you are not going to have it easy. That party will definitely lose. And when you look at the history of AKWATIA, from 1996, when we say we had competitive elections there, 1992 was NDC, but there was no competition. 1996, the competition was between NDC and MPP. NDC won overwhelmingly because that time there was that boom in diamonds, and a lot more non-indigens joined us in AKWATIA. So NDC became the most popular party in AKWATIA. Now, in 2000, but by the time 1996, some incident happened in AKWATIA. When you ask any AKWATIA person, they call it Wawa. Some 6 policemen were attacked in AKWATIA and beaten, and even I think one died. I think one died. So the police and the military came with a combined force and attacked the people of AKWATIA, and really arrested more than 2,000 people and brought them to Accra. So a lot of the non-indigens left the town. So when they left the town, the NDC majority came down very heavily. That was the one factor that reduced NDC's domination of AKWATIA. The second factor was there's a town called Wenchi. Wenchi is about the 3rd largest town in AKWATIA constituency. AKWATIA constituency has, in fact, traditionally, has 5 dasibres. When we say dasibre, they are higher than just Nana or Chief. You understand?
The official partner of the UEFA Conference League, Laufen.
Are you following?
I'm following, Alaji.
Yes. When you come to AKWATIA, we have 5 Osaberima and 1 dasibre. The Wenchi town, the Osaberima is above Berima. From Berima, you are from Nana, you go to Berima. From Berima, you go to Osaberima. From Osaberima, you go to Dasibre before Ochehene. So AKWATIA alone has 5 Osaberimas. And so it tells you that the communities are a bit huge. And then we have one big Dasibre who is there next in terms of the position to the Ochehene. That is the Dasibre in Wenchi. So Wenchi used to be NDC until 2000. Because that is the place where by then they have never had any MP from anywhere. Then one of them, Kingston Kisi, decided to contest. So the support from Wenchi for NDC went down to 0. And that was the year I contested. So I contested with Kisi. And because that place had close to about 4,000-5,000 votes, so the whole town turned. And that is the place where now, even where we used to have 3,000, 4,000 votes, we now were having less than 200, 300 votes. So it tells you that the whole town turned in favor of MPP.
The whole of the Wenchi town.
The whole of the Wenchi town. A very huge community.
Because the MPP's candidate was from that constituency in this 2000.
From that place. And yes, in 2000. And this is a place where NDC was winning massively with differences of 3,000, 2,000 difference. But when the Kingston Kisi decided to contest from there, he was able to, because he was a powerful person in that town. So he turned around the votes from NDC to MPP. So now, that is how come now the difference between the two parties became very close. And so Kingston came, he won in 2000, he won in 2004. And in 2008, that was when we had the 6 polling stations, where there was that problem with the ballot boxes. And we went in for the 6 polling stations. And finally, eventually, Kofi Asare, the late Kofi Asare also won. Because Kofi Asare got, then people then decided that strategically they will pick all their candidates from Wenchi. So they picked Kingston Akume from Wenchi. they picked Dr. Kofi Asare after Kesi did 2 terms, and then Kofi Asare came and did 1 term. But I beat him in 2012 and became the MP with a very little margin of 571.
Wow.
That's how close the vote was. So when I won, then, you see, like I was telling you, when there's confusion between any of the parties, the other one wins. So my party, we had some little leadership, executive problems where people were thinking that Baba Jama was not giving them the opportunity to do what they want. They thought that the monies I took from government, I should be sharing it instead of doing development projects with it. But I can proudly say that during my term, AKWATIA saw monumental development, seriously. And when you go down there, you let your people do that investigation. So during my term that we had a district, AKWATIA left Kedi and became a district, and then that district was called the Nchambo district. It was my time that we got a huge marketplace at AKWATIA. We got all the roads done. We got a huge project, $165 million water project, where I personally worked on this E-block in Takoradi. We provided Wenchi with water. We provided Apinaman with water. We did more than 13 chip centers, over 11 block bridges. So generally, we saw a huge development during that time. Unfortunately, because of that confusion, the next election, I lost. And when I lost, then came in Amase. Then when Amase also became MP, she also had some internal problem with her people. And that is how she had a problem with the women organizer, national women organizer of the MPP, and so they also had their problem. And that is how come NDC also won, because when I lost, I decided that I would change constituency. I'm not coming to AKWATIA again. So I moved to Ayawaso East. You understand?
Yes.
And then, so a new candidate came, which is the former MP, Henry Boachi, who is popularly known as Okoyo. So when Okoyo came, Okoyo had also was lucky because there was a confusion in the MPP. And then they decided to go and choose Ernest Kumi. So when they selected Ernest Kumi, now they lost the election very narrowly. Okoyo beat them with a difference of 1,157.
Because Amase and Ernest Kumi were not working together.
We're not in good terms. Yes, we're not in good terms. Like I told you from the very beginning, anytime you have confusion in one of the parties, that party is likely. So that confusion also resulted in Ernest Kumi losing. Then came 2024 when that confusion came between. That time I can say that there was both unity on both sides. NDC was united, MPP was united. So it was a very difficult election, and that problem came and it resulted in court. And finally, unfortunately, Ernest Kumi, we lost Ernest Kumi. So generally, this is the dynamics of AKWATIA. Whoever knows AKWATIA, this is the dynamics. Now, the interesting aspect of this game is that MPP at this time didn't select their candidate from Wenchi. They selected their candidate from the NDC stronghold, the strongest hold of NDC, which is Boedua. Boedua is where NDC sometimes can give MPP the difference of 3,000, 2,500, 3,000, 3,500. Do you understand?
Yeah.
The difference. And it is the second biggest town in the whole constituency. Now, NDC, unfortunately, should I say, fortunately or unfortunately, selected the candidate from Takoradi, which is already a divided town between NDC and MPP.
Okay.
That place, always the difference is not too much between the two parties. So it is, if NDC wins that place, the difference is just always less than maybe 500. And then MPP also wins the place, the difference is also less than 500. So it is that type of town. But the only, I think that advantage the NDC has this time, and I'm speaking as somebody who is looking at the dynamics, openly, you understand?
Yes.
Because NDC is in government, the psyche that, your government is in power, and for that matter, you are likely to get more development if you vote for the NDC candidate is very high. Do you understand?
Yes.
That is very, very high.
Yeah.
And I think that has been the major trump card of the NDC while they go round to do their campaign. And I must also say that I am part of it because I'm also, of course, campaigning for our candidates. Do you understand? It's our trump card now. Now, when it comes to the MPP, the MPP's main, now they have Wenchi in their bag because Wenchi now is totally MPP.
Yes.
So whether a candidate comes from there or not, they have Wenchi in their bag. And that's why they've placed the 1 week celebration of the MP very close to the election. So it's coming on this weekend. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's in Wenchi, and so you can see how the motions will be whipped up to make sure that people still, go the MPP way. Now, they have now going to pick a candidate from Boedia, which is very dangerous for AKWATIA, for NDC. Because that is where NDC's strongest hold is. And that's why all of us are not even going to the villages. We are concentrating more in Boedia. Some of us who are more, because the Boedia place is more of Zongos and Evers and people of northern extraction. Their accounts are very few. In fact, they are concentrated in an area called a bomb. When you come there, that's the only place you find that. When you go to that particular polling station, 2 polling stations, NPP wins always that place. But the rest, NDC virtually wins the whole place. So NDC will have to do more in Boedia. Because if Boedia shifts even 10% or 20% from our vote, we are in trouble. So they have now gone to pick their candidate from Boedia, and they are doing everything because the candidate is also a royal from Boedia, a very rich miner who is known by everybody in there. So that is why it becomes dicey now and becomes difficult to predict because you are finding it difficult to know what will MPP do, how will Wenchi turn out. Wenchi, some of their voters are always outside and they come and vote
during election period.
And that's why they place the funeral very close to the election so that when people come for the funeral, they won't go back and vote. And that's what I suspect.
So they will stay.
You understand? They will stay. Now, but we have to, NDC have a lot of people who are outside. We should be able to bring those people to come to vote. We should be able to galvanize Boedia to a very large extent. If we are able to maintain our votes in Boedia, then I can assure you we can win this election. If we are able to maintain our numbers in Boedia.
Okay, so yes. I think you've explained this and it's beautiful, and you have given us first an impartial analysis, and then you told us about your partiality, which has helped the discussion. So we understand all the key issues at play. You are suggesting to us that MPP does well in Wenchi and is likely they may maintain that performance there. You have been doing well in Boedia. It is your prayer now that you do as well in Boedia so that the other adjoining villages would come with their regular votes. But looking at the tradition, 96 you won, 92 you won, and then you lost it again until 2012 when you came, and then 2020. It means that pound for pound, AKWATIA is really, if you were to put it on a balance, more blue than it is green as a result of the mass exodus of 96 that you talked about.
No, I am inclined to agree with you because AKWATIA is bluer than green. You understand? AKWATIA generally, when you look at all the towns that I mentioned who have the Osaberemes, apart from AKWATIA, which is the major town, and Boedua, which is also very close to AKWATIA, virtually have the same characteristics. But Boedua is where our strongest hold is. When you go to other big towns like Edwinase, is totally MPP. Apenamine, totally MPP. Come to Topramine, totally maybe 80-60% MPP. You go to Takoradi. Now, one of our hope as NDC is that Takoradi, having now gotten a candidate from there, will be able to give us more votes there. Do you understand? If they are also able to, go by their candidate and bring us more votes there, then that will also help our bid as NDC. Now you go to Wenchi is MPP, you go to Swabe MPP, you go to Kusi, very, very MPP. So most of the towns are MPP. And the only our places that we also control are the Camp, Estuboni, Amiaso, number 4. It is on one stretch. Then the Okumeni area where we have a lot of settlers, Fantis and Equiapim, and then on the rest. If we are able, and Kumeni is always with NDC. It's also another huge area. But unfortunately, the votes are smaller in the villages.
Okay.
The votes are smaller in the villages.
You've told us about
Raffo, se ancora non fosse chiaro, amate le pugliesi più pugliesi, perché nella Raffo trovano la tipica positività, sapete di dove? Pugliese. Birra Raffo da un anno anche non in Puglia, ma decisamente pugliese.
They have done a very, 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 very good work. In fact, from regional chairman or chairman of the committee, regional secretary, so Honorable Ochibefi to say a Juma Wajan on the question of Burma Genuine Traffic. So, Kwame Kudia, a former organizer or MP for Fanchakwa North, has shown excellent commitment. Honorable Abdel Sayasari, Omaya Jumapa. Now, I'm Gidi say Ochunano, Ayada, and William Sedan, if it's true. Media, while we Musmoko, say a Juma Yabaha, Babayan Yakuno, and Kru Praya Koso. And on one candidate Nankasano, the Nyabri say Ubidi Sankunimi, now or the Ashe and Nestia, Kumi and Winyamno. Migidi say Evabaso.
Okay. Nana, Yati, a better I say, na Modi Munko Sumbojuma, who here Betaba. All right, Ebsana B, a national organizer, the man,
who know, and then the boy Blackakra, and a probable bono and opinion, and who said. Eya baby o mount a police station yana. Me the video no crack ya. Then we mean me send wa.
How they send me?
Now police would need church no baby. It's also the 5,500 men now back. You see there now for almost 2-3 hours. Now ubie ni a checkpoint ho. Ebiem ya say yantie say Abrantie bi ewo Kumasi ene abrantie ba ko so nkan ya. Omo akofa fake police uniforms. Eno na omo be hye ede aba be ye oyeni. Oh. Tell me obi hye fake police uniform na say or ben eye electoral process na. Wonu so a police ni do ha wundi ni tim kra. Ye nya santle no so. Entie beti bia nso ye police for Mr. Yempo Bia or police me or Baffin or Chessing any max. Enra or my no mudi you when you final community engagement in Yano. Obian one or Max Bia. Yen in the home. Police for the enough for no I want them to provide the bamboo. That's not be back. No, I could share Max who do an now how could you not a debiase, a debiaso say, that's money, daddy. If you police action my head say on the original police command the police impending for nearby here a zones no so or I said the umudi no telephone number have my send by a assembly AP cry to me from near no makata wagu I want to assure a year AKWATIA for ne obi bia nkronkro wa ha nyina say obi ampie nkonkoto naba Bien one will be trained be born bia. You pie am to me and train. Yen konkotia ba.
Na okay maka say oh yebebo ye ho ban. Bi maka say sa na moye wa Blikumanov. Say
but Blikumanov officially the party
minim.
So we need to put that.
And refer to comment bia a party for be make.
Na se wa no give no baba ye de wo ya ne kwa bedi na kakra emre kakra nti be ye no kakra asa tutita no pompi ansa na ajuso eno kra no entimi ensa beje bi wom nti betena se nchena jonso fro sado edura na dwa wuntimi na be sori akwadwonso sa na de ahomtie baako ene se wutu kwantenti na ka na wode nam no nya wa wode a wote passenger car mu ba bia no ase da ba mpacho gina na menye me hu yie na passengers bofu misew wunya prostaplas minister no ma ebetu sa ha na se amade wo ho so you oba nso ubu nsa wotu ya wo nsabu no ensisi so wanya yeast infection so a eno no wo de eye menso plas minister numbi na enyema enkoyie maun bia wanya stomach ulcer na typhoid fever wo wanya diarrhea na indigestion won so de ane to yema na yem ya no momo de eye gastro mixture ano so menye binum a bebo am eyi sa ha no nyina afi ho ba bia tonton do bia ne cha medicine roi benye bia to e ho no upe bia tua wo numbers no 0248778899 0248778899 ye ko Hisense maka to say Hisense a home of home appliances open television air conditioner fridge microwave blender washing machine rice cooker electric iron electric stove gas stove empo ene open smartphone ata oko Hisense abenye bi home theater ni nyina bi ho wo mo niam no yese bi ni baabi awu ebi wo baabi nanso wo mo de ne danso fi se wo mo de no ne bo no wo fom o matete so ndiza koto home appliance no ankoto no Hisense a benye bi atode nanso ubotom ene wakoma mu ento ntina de bi kanfo Hisense ema wo no wo mo showroom so de Ghana ha minim de state wo ni showroom e wo ho no enti baabi awo no je namba no na frɛ no mo nkyerɛ showroom na ben wo na koto de opese okoto wo namba ya 0302 550 000 0302 550 000 Emma Islamu muntie na we ya modia na bia nka ho ye ebe ma ma jaso mfaso a ne se mo be yusu na enyema koyi ama mo ne bi nso aka ye oba bia opeso siesie ho na ho siesie no ye kama no na fa lady clean na so hwe tra kwan na fa lady clean bra oba obu nsa no udi siesie ho a ema nkaboni bia ema ho tewe se kama bia wonam bia confidence level no was so fine you na bia yam nhihyo omfere chances no oba makachiro abrabo no bobia usi mu ache no abobia na so afedi opeso say secondary virgin betimi aye ni nyina ne so benya na fa lady clean eno anu no yo hwe no wonsaka simple kra bia tuntu do bia benya na fa lady clean yi bia to e wo ho no mo mo pa bia tu no emfa mo ni nkem Nick Royal Pharmacy e wo Kwashiman traffic light odoko kwa no so na mo mfre 0531 156556 0531 156556 Yeko Alouette Medical Skin Care Center. Akatom say nipa radio no landry no eni ho. Say radio no say ya ho na de kono masisi ama wo. Ekro pimples na nso ba ajo anima fa. Ama black spots bia be sisi so anim. Resio media ba semina we na mkoto enkunwe na mto ya wudi akire. Obeka akire kra say no kra. E ba say man bi ho ha no de makeups. And the makeups you ya say uhunu a papa bi ka say 2 times me na jey. O hwe anhwe wi wani so anyi. Mesrew monko Alouette Medical Skin.
Ora che sono comodo parliamo di perdite urinarie. Le protezioni assorbenti Tenamen sono progettate per gli uomini e sono comode e discrete nei miei slip. Non lo diresti, eh? E proteggono come Tena.
Tanti vorrebbero essere come lui, ma l'originale è solo Chantecler sgrassatore universale.
Agdom usu fie nkakra edu so bebo so a esa okọ Sunshade Roofing Limited for na omonso eto asofu ho ma wo ombema bibi biara wo de bebo dan so na ye kama ena ya ye ka say open steel truss IBR Euro truss IDT self lock step truss long span short span roofing sheets kwa obenye bi e wo ho no enkran no mo wo dan so man junction Fisherman's House what is auto bibia wo ho a Ghana ha ba bia odi ko bia no mdi guka mu ko jawa ontua sempoa ana se tekuo
On number 0540 837 386. 0540 837 386. Yeah, quite Tabia Heba Center. Only Tabia Heba Miss Chaba. Sadway, a malaria fever to two. One more to know to me, dear. Mr. Tabia Heba Miss Anonum, or no better, and what you ed depa, the idea then so your bossy could be. And on a baby and Annie and Torentum at you, Kufum. And she, when you Tabia Heba Missa, what will you cry? I say, Tabia Heba Center for the Tabia Tekun Swaka Wamba. Merrick and flaccid black pepper ginseng and ginger on the Friday. Now, so you see a Jumano. I like you more mementing. About Winima over people who are caught up with being one very if you are smarto. See, I like you more mementing, making what you say. There be a mechanic of fear, Nijabia, Nujina Berman so. Berman or Jumana Bayan and I do know. And now, I didn't want to give a baby. I'm a fearful in so on such a beauty, and I do know what to Papa so pet, and your man called a fias of Fabiano. So I just now, as a Munumesi will feel, Rasana, Hoto Emma. Bema, you are said ye, Petabia, Kum Taffy, Nadina will answer Bema, Nama Ufio in answer, and now soon for Subi. Maybe I don't know to be having a Tabia about Miss Tani Tabia Tekumato. So Pibia to another 0243 686861 0243 686861. About time, Obama open school Papa Bidinakono, and I may come 4 young executive school amount. What did you cry, Beba? Or more, a church for one Kodama Botania Badaya, or Bashan in San Wachena Dia, or Nemakoyi. And now, school non sono, or more, a candy baby, Cabafan Corano Coba. Say, Akrano was school no fear. Now it's been your friend, Mammy, and answer Pastor by a rebefano, Debbie. Omo nurse 4, na doctor 4 hwa. Omo sick be kama, ombehwa kura na ma wona nyimire omdena abre wo fie. Man bon su gina ne naso kama. Classrooms ni nyina CCTV cameras ebobobo ho no mo. Ntie, de ekoso school mo bia no. Headmaster na say proprietor no what in office kura na. Ohunu ni ekoso a enu nti no emma basabasa bia na oho bia ento akoda no. Yabasa na o ha Zunyama Bekuyi Amao. Kama.
Anytime we see a problem manifesting in an election, we try to what? Deal with it in a way. After election, we don't go to the root to deal with it head on. And they rear their ugly hairs in the next election, where people take us to what? Another level. And that's the problem.
Well, when I have the time, we'll have Dr. Doke respond to this violence part, but I'll take you to my colleague, Nana AKWATIA, to bring us some update on ground again. Nana, where are you now and what can you report?
Bodria West electoral area, and you can see behind me that the process is going on smoothly. Not long ago, the Inspector General of Police, Christian Tete Yohunu, came to inspect the electoral area. He shared some words of encouragement to the police officers here and emphasizing that the process, per his observation, has been smooth and that they must continue with the process being smooth everywhere that they go. But then I have the Deputy Majority Chief Whip here with me, an MP for Adam, and she has been here for quite some time and observing the electoral process. Honorable, you're live on Joy News. Your observation so far, how has it been?
So far, so good. You can see how peaceful the atmosphere is. This is the first time I'm witnessing by-elections so peaceful, security full everywhere, and anywhere you go, the police is at. They position themselves very well. Each police station have over 30 police officers, and I say kudos to the IGP. He has done marvelously well, because AKWATIA was a threat when the Brikumanov happened, but we can see that the change we are looking for has really come.
And though we've seen that it's been violence-free, we've witnessed some form of chaos at your party office here at AKWATIA, where there was some altercation between party supporters and then the NPP side, claiming that the NPP wanted to remove their posters. Have you heard of this? And then what form of caution would you give to your supporters out there?
Today is election day. Everybody should forget about any misunderstanding and argument and focus on why we are here today. So I'm urging everybody to stay focused. don't let any removing a poster today. What would it bring? Allow them to do it and have your MP. All we need is the seat. Focus on the reasons why you are here. I don't know why small thing attracts people. So I don't focus on things that will not bring any benefit, because we don't need that posters even today. We don't need it. All we need is the people to come out and vote and make sure AKWATIA is green.
Are you hopeful that at the end of polls, your candidate here is going to win?
We are winning, and I'll borrow Baumia swear the gap will be huge, very huge. We are winning. Look, if you vote one today, you are voting for walkout, you are voting for press conference, because my observation in the chamber, what the minority is doing best at their best is press conference and walkout, because instead of them to put the government on it to, they are rather focusing on how to walk out, how to do press conference, and they have done press conference more than the number of MPs they have in the chamber. And what NDC is focusing on is development. All of us are taking some things to our constituency one after the other, and instead of them to be sober and lobby and get some to their constituency, their focus is on how to disrupt Parliament, how to put the people together and do press conference, and how to walk out in the chamber. That's all I can remember about what they are doing. So what are you voting for? It's not election year that you say, look, I'm going to look at who will do best. But now you have a good government, a government that has come now is a good government, and you have a government that is working, the government that cares for the people. So these two, what do you choose? You choose press conference or you choose development. So it's up to the AKWATIA people to decide. But they have decided, because I've been in this constituency for days now, and I have witnessed a lot of their conversation, been their meetings house to house, spoke with people, and you can see that they are also focused, and what they are going to do is to vote for the NDC to win today.
All right, thank you very much. And that is the Deputy Majority Chief Whip saying that she is hopeful that the NDC's candidate is going to win this election, claiming that the NPP side would not have anything better, but then the ND side would have something better for the AKWATIA parliamentary candidate, if indeed it goes to the NPP's parliamentary candidate. And so you can see that the process has been smooth, peaceful. The IGP on the ground inspecting the process. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Nana Boakye-Yiadom, who's currently at Badua West electoral area. And you just heard from Honorable Comfort Doyo Ganza, the Member of Parliament for Ada area. And the question is, what have you been saying? What has been your reaction so far? You have been watching us. You probably have something to say. And yours sincerely, yours truly, Karen is here to bring us updates on what's happening on social media.
Absolutely, MFR, of course. Away from the polling stations and collation centers, obviously, the battleground is as fierce on social media. And here at Joy News, we promised you a comprehensive 360 coverage of the by-election in AKWATIA. And as part of that, we want to take you to the digital space and gauge the pulse of the nation. What are Ghanaians saying? How are they saying it? And how much of what you're saying and your sentiments is shaping up conversations online? In real time, we're sharing that with you. I want to start with a Champong Isaac Kweju's comment, who says, if you're indeed a patriot, the AKWATIA seat should be your concern. Snebs Vermont says, Ghana is for all of us, not for NPP, nor the NDC. Let's all make Ghana a better place. Hashtag peace in this by-election. Now, Jubilee Raf says that's the man. I'm wondering which man he's reacting to. But Kennedy Emmanuel also says this was the same strategy used at Asin Central, and it affected the NPP. Why not use the constituency and regional executives known in the area to do it? I believe he is reacting to news about the former Greater Accra Regional Minister, Titus Glover, who is serving as a polling agent, I beg your pardon, at the Winchi Durba Grounds polling station, and cross-checking, numbers and all of that. Let's look at the next set of comments. Well, Thomas STII says, but the defeat is still coming the way of the NPP. Kluji Bright Lion says they should watch him closely before he starts running with the ballot papers, just as he did in Parliament. I don't think he did that. It was another NP. Yeah, Carlos. Yeah, Carlos did that. James Teta says, but still, you can fill in those blank spaces as you wish. Ichampong Isaac Kwejo says, if you're indeed a patriot, I think I've read this comment already, and so if you can have the next set of reactions, I'd quickly read through them right here. Zakaria Abdul Rahman says, hey, the elephants can't die without kicking Abi. Even former ministers as polling agents for an election that adds basically 0% to the cause of the NDC, with a laughing emoji. Ethelbert Debo, I hope I did not murder your name.
They'll forgive us.
He says, Nanado and Baumia can even be polling agents, but AKWATIA will be green. If you know, you know. Let's move on and get more reactions. Da Costa Anane says, what is Deputy Director of Operations just creating unnecessary jobs for party members? In Ashanti, a film actor is the political advisor to the regional minister. Again, this particular person is reacting to the Deputy Director of Operations at the presidency, Mustafa Gbandi's presence there in AKWATIA. Well, he got a reply from one Akajirim, Christopher, who says, La Costa Anani, go and bend the sea, bro. That is for us. That is us for you. We always make sure you are paid. He sacrificed for the party and was awarded. We won't do him like you did, Paul Afoko. Well, I told you it's a battleground on social media. And so let's still get more comments. Kwame Owusu Afram says, AKWATIA will be fully blue by 8 p.m. tonight. Ose Asumedu. Togbui Benson Afiawu Ruben says, Eno, with this one day they win elections. Okay, well, I think that's in Pidgin. Let me try and reread it again. It says, you know, with this one they win elections. Even Baumia can sit there and it changes nothing. Nane Kiadako says, AKWATIA is blue. Aram A. Yaira says, by 6th year, not AKWATIA. I agree. Like I said, a lot of people believe, well, among the political divide, NPP, both NPP and NDC both believe that they will be taking the seat in AKWATIA. Well, Farouk Wahabu says, wonderful people of AKWATIA, kindly go out there and vote wisely without violence. Ghana first and your lives matter. Also, this user preaching for peace, which has been the central statement a lot of people have been sharing on social media. The call for peace, very important. Kanokre says, these are the men our party needs. David Yarni says, for transparency, Nanado and Baumia should also be polling agents. Peter Agbazode says, when we said they don't have the men, as they claim, they thought we were lying. A whole former regional minister serving as polling agent in a common by-election. Effect of Akufo-Addo's 16 years as leader of the NPP. Let's get more reactions. Musa Abdullah says he will be shocked by 6 p.m. Kofi Ankoma Hagen says, so between those who sent low-level officers and those who boycotted the meeting, who has shown the National Peace Council contempt? Again, this user is reacting to Justin Kodia, the General Secretary of the NPP, justifying the reason for boycotting the Peace Council's engagement with both political parties. Stephen Nkrumah says, was that a national election to deploy national officials? Papa Kobla Apia the First says, the constituency executives, not the specific officers in charge of the area. Why do we even send national officers to such a dialogue? We keep glorifying personalities, appointment, at least decentralize the representation. It's a by-election. Let the local representatives meet. They are with the people and know their dynamics, not national executives who will be acting on reported speech and what they have been told rather than what they know. And so these are a few, social media reactions. This is how a lot of people are reacting to the by-elections going on in AKWATIA MF. Of course, I'll be having my eyes Okay,
of course,
social media.
Of course.
So definitely any other reactions that pop up,
I think it's fiercely happening on social media, and I love it. They're quite fun and quite hot as well. But thank you so much, Noella, for bringing us updates on social media. So go on there. Noella will bring everything that you're saying, and Kofi is also joining us shortly to wrap the conversation, maybe. But Doc, before we went on social media, I said, okay, my question will be that I recall that Ayawaso West Wogon will be at the time that MPP was in power, and there's been concerns about how that white paper recommendation had not been implemented the way people thought it should be implemented, and it looked as though the NDC was looking to come to power, so that people felt that, well, indirectly or directly, they were going to take their own pound of flesh. Every time there is a by-election, do you remember Ayawaso West Wogon? And do you think that the way it was treated, the way it was managed, is what where the repercussions, if we see that now, won't be surprised?
Well, in every by-election, you tend to have the aspect of being worried with regards to what has happened in the past. It's placed on the minds of the individuals and institutions. Now, with regards to what happened in the Ayawaso West by-elections, very unfortunate, but there were a lot of things that went wrong, which was evident in the committee. Recommendations have come out. The problem is, why not implement the recommendations? We have a new government in place now. I don't think anything should hinder their ability to implement. It's never too late. Now let's see the implementation to the latter. That gives hope to the people. That gives credibility to institutions. When sanctions are implemented against individuals who were found to have gone wrong elsewhere, it gives trust. Okay, people tend to trust the system. People tend to believe in the leaders that they have elected, and by and large, the individuals who will be sanctioned would be made to face the law, and people know that the law is working. Now, if that is not done, then we would begin to always ask questions as to what is going to happen with regards to, other by-elections, not only this one, because then you have the law take its course, people will go to court, and then at the end of the day, they're let go, they pay the fine or whatever. That also gives them some sort of impetus to do same again, because then what is 6,000 Ghana cedis? The party hierarchy can pay. But do we need to let this trend continue, which can harm us in the future? No. So in as much as possible, we want to see that things are done well, justice is served. Whatever that has to be done with regards to that recommendation should be done. And it will serve as a deterrent to everybody, the states, institutions, the individuals, those who are appointed, the security heads, not to mess up with the system again.
Well, Prof.
Yes.
What does it look like for the 2028 elections? Is it too early? It's just 8 months in the new government, but whatever decision that the people of AKWATIA will make today, would it have any long-term impact in both even the leadership that this top-bottom approach, or is it a bottom-up approach that the NPP says they are doing, does it matter at all in selecting their flag bearer? Does it matter at all moving into 2028 elections at all?
Well, I think it will be too early to try and superimpose what is happening in AKWATIA today.
Superimpose, that's an interesting one.
on 2028, it will be too early to do that. Well, it will have some gains for the NPP should they win, and for the NDC should they win. To the NDC, what it means is that they are doing something right. We all can attest to that, and the people of AKWATIA too has affirmed that by giving the candidate the opportunity to represent them. Not entirely because they are a safe NDC seat, but weighing the conditions this time, they feel they should perhaps give their seat to NDC. To the NPP, if they should win, it means all is not lost. They are still a party with some strength and energy, and that winning the seat would help to energize them and maybe facilitate a faster rebuilding process. It will bring a lot of people together. In fact, already the campaigns have brought a lot of people to AKWATIA. The factions that hitherto would have never crossed, you saw them crossing in AKWATIA. Dr. Baumia is here, Ken is there, Brian is there, all of them in AKWATIA. So it will facilitate their rebuilding, restructuring, or re-energizing their party. It has that potential of helping them rebuild faster. So that is it. Not to be and to have an impact on the numbers, because NDC will not need this number, technically speaking. They already have 2/3. And MPP2 would not need the number, because already they are down, and adding this to the seat still keeps them where they are. So in terms of the numbers, I'm not sure the NDC and the MPP are looking at the numbers. They are not. What they are looking at is to send a message. Yes, we are doing well. And so the people of AKWATIA have spoken. Did you hear them? Something like that. Then if MPP should win, it will be like, yeah, we told you. They are not doing anything. AKWATIA has spoken. We are coming back in 2028. Okay. You will hear them. I'm sure if the elections gets over, you will hear how they both will react to it. So that is what is happening.
What would you say to this? Would it be, we told you, or would it be, well, we just want you to have confidence and that you can see what we're doing? What would
it's either of the two. But what actually is that
many of you my main church for ana more so more feel say your money and walk kakra young go round young call round so near share the echo so I can hold it the mumba can end of mammy gifty sorry God bless you many of your day God bless you many see as someone God bless you many fisherman God bless you mammy Allison so God bless you and I think who is next mammy line up here, God bless you also. Said it here, no. Say, young course, young twasso, and I say, so far, young Courtney Samra, the Mubeka and the end of 20. More motion, Mrs. Siano, young comment. Say, you call Abba, and I say, best and go through the run, we check incidents in 90s. Maja, who sent me routine up and down, up and down. See, baby, I who say, bia baby echo subiano na ya fast na ya peja edi aba so far the echo so no ewo AKWATIA no bia ende na kwan mu a biboni bia enya ensiye biboni bia so far enya ensiye eti na de ho no ye besre Mubeka and the crazy so I up and down go through all the processes and then so go up and down near who said no my tea co to make a crack nearby never other platforms horror you for co back now young Hesebia union to me it will be Buffrobi at the Maya. And then my media one day and so when they all the process, you know, the said the normal air con young quite a before me a boy fast now young
taking the lead to do campaigns for their own presidential agenda and all of that, but it's still important to look at the numbers, because if you look at somebody like Titus Glover deciding to be a polling station agent, it tells you that the numbers at stake in that polling station, it's very, very significant. That's why we have done the analysis, run our checks, and are bringing you the top 10 polling stations to look at, not because of hotspot, but because of the numbers in terms of the registered voters. So let's look at it. Deba Ground, New Wenchi is where Titus Glover is the polling agent for the MPP there. And in fact, the data is telling you that that is the polling station with the highest number of registered voters. 704 registered voters. Presby Church, New Wenchi again, which we know both Wenchi areas are predominantly MPP. 699 registered voters. So whipping people or telling people to come and vote here, if the MPP is able to do so well in these two areas, very, very important. And we know that the propensity to vote in this election is important. Whoever is able to whip people to go and vote will also be very key. SDA Biggsy School is also featuring heavily there. In fact, top 3, it is there. 607 registered voters there. Deba Grounds in Okumanin, 660. There's also Bodia, 607. And earlier I told you that all the Bodia areas are over 600 registered voters, and that's why both political parties have their eyes and ears on grounds over there as well. New Wenchi also featuring here again, 654 registered voters. And these are the areas that, according to historical data, NPP is likely to win in these areas. And that's why you see top guns of the party, electing to be polling agents in these areas. And in fact, look at the Yoruba mosques in AKWATIA, where, remember, our people on ground told you that this is an area that is predominantly, the Muslim community, and they decide to vote for the MPP as well. 653. So these are the areas, the top 10 areas that we need to look at and all of that. It's not swinging on just one party. It's mixed in terms of even the top 10. Everybody have their, the places that they dominate. But the key word here is propensity to vote. How do you convince people to go out there to vote? It could be your stronghold, but if people don't come out to vote, you may be in trouble.
Definitely. Well, Kofi, thank you so much. This is your election headquarters, and we have been joined this morning by Professor Smart Sapon, Director of Research and Innovations at Kumasi Technical University as well. We've been joined.
Nuovi bocconcini ripieni Valle Lata. La perfezione va assaporata.
Your banner will copy post to be especially near buying. I know Kuna now was starting again. Why? What would you to choir? You be you ready, but would do bodyguard and now boyfriend and now can't you maybe call the assembly?
Hard venture say Ramahama obedi president here. You saw Kobe be on the ban the ban or government appointee or a presidential staffer. Omukwa hotel some of them will be any behind the track and your mind the tracker. But to speaker of parliament or Yari no dear 10 years or on independent 9 the year in the house was new beyond the Biomoko. A kaka Ghana Bible. General Sosakano speaker no only two and answer Ghana by the chair. Mr. Oku, quickly on the issue in a young queen.
Minion. A reformer. A sign me with the bad precedents are. Ira Mahama Pise or the Jagana. Car, to say, ya Bukako Transfer State money. And car, if a bull dear near bull dear, I did how said the president before a president who for the Huawei win. What I say? Now, the Audi Jawako idiot. Meaning, a Ghana for back Habudi, as a baby, I can't pass. Bad precedents no set ya to home. You say, ye bad begin to say, and ye buy son. What by now, Wokoro, Kofi, now no Chief Justice Echo, or no IGP Echo. That's the only electoral commission because we are my way. The next one I bet was a electoral commission. Mark it on the wall. What I say? Now, what transit now near lawyer for Dinkomo. Now, the reason Tia Mudi Jina to say Mamino, ye Pamunu na. There's an opium and twasum. The room and twasum. Yet your memo must speak about way. Or didn't fear, because the fear, they watch my name in the kitchen, staff near again na go Dubai. Not gonna buy the Bohunka. Yera Mahama Yanka Sakrano, heaven no can the bank and home. Why the Bohunka? In the Chief Justice, dear, Onyani Kuno. Now on to crime. This is what they crew. Now, Mwakata Kramu to crime on Quana Monam. Who took a Monkwana Monam? Into a man paying so to can the could be answers what about Honka?
Your minor,
huh? And you know, so Uji cry on Mufaso dear ye, mammy, you are. Uji whatever and Twasso. Now, the painful said ye is way.
Exactly. And
you could see that the way they're swamped.
Yes. Thank you.
Among the people, just to maintain the peace is the right way.
And even the public, they're helping them.
Young persons who are following politics now should know our grandfather Azoka, and they should know our uncle Buga. So the police are just welcoming them, and I think they need to give them breakfast. Once they have breakfast, they will be fine.
I'm sure they are watching it for
these are not the usual NDC MPP troubles that we are afraid of. These ones can be settled. So Armstrong shouldn't have brought his ankles into the public.
If they were not allergies, I would say this would settle by a bottle of beer after this, but they're allergies.
So Roland, I think the police have done a good job. They know who they are. They can always contain them.
Okay.
These our uncles are not troublemakers.
All right. So in situations like this, what's the SOP or the standard operating procedure to routinely make sure you disperse and then try to?
There are people the police can calm them down. Most of the police people might be their nephews, their sons, and their in-laws. So once they see the police, you could see the police lady holding Uncle Azokal and say, Papa, calm down. Yes. Papa, calm down. If you need breakfast, that's why I'm here. I'll serve you breakfast. And I think Uncle Buka miss Azoka, so he just wanted to check him out.
You also do mischief.
Yeah, you know, in martial art, I hold a black belt. In martial art, you need to checkmate your colleague, and he just want to check him out. So these ones are not troubles we should be afraid of. And so we love them. They should let come prepare. But worst scenario, if they are still not had breakfast and they still want to continue.
Grip, stability, precision. That's the essence of driving. Lawfin.
But I was wondering what Uncle Azoka was doing. Grandpa, you follow all elections in Ghana. Leave this one for the Edogis and the rest.
In fact, he's one of my political fathers in the NDC, and Chief Sofo Azoka. And you know, aside everything, he's a man of peace. So you can see that either he's been quite provoked or something, and you can see.
Who says he's not a provocateur?
Oh no. You can see him telling Chama this and that. Oh, you are my junior brother. Don't do this.
You can also see that he's the one that restrained. He said, "I won't agree. I agree." He said that.
So we are filing out till the next thing comes.
Very well.
But Eduji, so far your observations over the last, I have to say, 4 hours that we've been here.
I'm very confident AKWATIA will turn out generally peaceful. These few interactions are bound to happen, but it will not escalate to the point where it will mar the entire issues with the election in AKWATIA. So once again, I just want to plead with the people of AKWATIA. Mostly, it is the foreigners, the by-election tourists, who usually, yes, because usually that's a good way. Yeah, the by-election tourists, they come by reason of the by-election. I just pray and hope that we don't import any security challenges into AKWATIA. We would ultimately have an election where at the end, the NDC candidate, Bernard Bediakun, will be declared the winner of the election. Beyond the polls, I think the ground is yearning for development. And you know, usually you'd want to present a candidate who aligns with the president. And I would urge the people of AKWATIA who are watching me, who are yet to cast their ballot, that look at the NDC candidate number 2 very well, And I will not campaign with this platform.
Eduji, no campaign. You claim you're not campaigning, but you are indicating where.
I want to call the IGP to come and arrest Eduji now because he's campaigning where he's not supposed to campaign.
He's flouting guidelines.
He's flouting the guidelines. It's not withdrawn. He should come and arrest Eduji right now. Take him to Canterbury.
No, your observation so far.
My observation is that Eduji should be arrested and taken to Canterbury for campaigning because he's doing mischief. But I think the police are doing very well. Please, 2 allergies, 2 vice chairs carried out. It's okay enough. Pumped up. It has gone. Let's carry it out. Peace will be. Everything will go well. At the end of the day, I hope that the IGP, after all this, can send us a report, a redacted one that to tell us how he was able to pull it off. To tell us that is what we did, this is how we did it. We need to learn. So we have to study it. Even political parties will study it. Distribute knowledge, publish knowledge, let things like that come so that we can always learn from it. In fact, that report could tell us this was what we got wrong at Ablekumanov, and this is what we got right here, and that going forward, this is how we got to do. Once you disseminate this amount of knowledge to our civil society, students, lawyers, political analysts, political activists, it will help us to also contribute our minute quota to keep peace and security in these places. That is the only way we can keep to continue legacy. Thank you, IGP. Thank you, Ghana Police. Thank you, everybody. And I hope everything goes on smooth.
So far?
So far, so good. But elections, confusion starts from 3:34 going. When people have realized that they are losing, then they create all sort of problems. 119 polling stations should be very easy for the police to handle. And I strongly believe that at the end of the day, there will be some few skirmishes, but all in all, it will be peaceful, and then a winner will emerge. And I wouldn't be surprised that the NDC candidate will carry the day. I will be very surprised to see the MPP candidate win because of the dynamics with these constituencies, flipping constituencies. When you are the incumbent and the margins are not that hefty, Roland, you tend to carry the day. So I would be very surprised to see the MPP win the elections.
Well, I'm told the Sumedu man is a miner. He does a lot of good.
You should concentrate on mining. It's very important, you see, to help the locals.
I hope it's not Galamsey.
Yes, you should concentrate on doing the Owu mining and then engage the youth into active mining, responsible one.
If it's Galamsey.
No. If it's Galamsey, why must he be in there? He must be arrested. Galamsey is an illegality. You don't have to.
No more. 10 for me.
Yes.
Okay, your observation so far, particularly how you want the security deployment and then the guidelines to be carried on throughout the rest of the day until we get the last vote counted and the declaration made.
I think so far so good. We've done 10 o'clock. Yeah, I'll be monitoring from wherever I'll be up to 1 o'clock. After 1, then we can say that we are heading towards close of polls. We don't want electoral commission to say that after close of polls, there are distortion of results, there are duplications, and there are discrepancies in the results, and that is going to lead to confusion. The police, I'm aware, will provide the security assurances for electoral commission to do their job, and that is what we are looking at. Kudos to my uncle Yawonu, he's on the ground. What we are seeing are the special forces of the police, and these guys are not just the ordinary police. Let troublemakers leave AKWATIA, and they should not create problems for themselves. Thank you.
All right, so that'll be it for now. We have the next team, Beatrice Sedu and the rest of the team all coming, as well as Na Shoko will still be on till the next. Okay, Na Shoko is leaving, so to speak, but we're still on social media. And so let me just acknowledge a couple of you. Your stream were live, TV3 Ghana.
Asante esambo bi. Mponna gini anyaba. Ganjel kona ne disbiseka anyabla. Your mother. I say your mother. I say your mother. Look. Sir, Ghana Police Service, so we serious. Ghana Police Service, so we serious. Except now, so far Zoka, or Dazoka boys, except now ya channel. And this video, you can see from the video, say, MPP third vice, Chama Buga Buga, and no sano. So, Chama Buga po the fan say agro. Johnny no resre. Yes, I fan serious sample. One who check now, Aquabino, Uribo. Our kumsi ye munu so sheti bi no almost omo friend black the flying python no so omo ko nyina no omo say omo kasa no obi afachire abo tema buga asum and police for gina ho hwe san kwase asemi e ma na ikoso akwatia mountain so e wo polling station very unfortunate and can you imagine say NPP national chairman and now NPP ni bia na ko polling station akwakwa esi akaba na ye nchiri ntumu ye emezaku amintiu
daro and as they said the woman who goes to the Google na kwenti be yantia ya hwefo and who goes to the Google ntie ba kwa yantia ya hwefo nteja me de ezi osan
obekwa no achi
mami ntintim na said e kon mami ntintim daro na me ka se obi nyine a eso nyanyansa na me ka se wunyia eso nyanyansa na otime tu nchirimafo but papa ya other TV is with you nyansa na bon se de nyansa pani mu ti se nyansa na bon se de so
wajimi
adimi samunie na unim with my obi a meeting who ya no with what I'm seeing na kwatia. You're IGP.
Now why you know has spent
say Yana will come off and ask you. Say
you're IGP was failing and we have to tell him as it is. What's your Ghana phone in our book? Sir, who kwakoti? One can kwako tanto kwa kwatia. What say? Party need be about members and what are we saying about prison? What are we seeing?
Black Maria.
What are we seeing? Sir, after the more pattern, the same thing that's happened at Ablekumanov, no? The same thing is what we are seeing. Now, Papa Panimu, I also nyansa. What to make catcher be said? Saka Obe to us when your market work a bay by election on the group, which means like Oba Bekunu. A straight. Now, Ghana Hayambrano, a tear will be a better tea will be. And Timira, I no markets. Baby will be the first is about who buying. Second, your police report. This man must be arrested. So you are cheap power, yeah. And you're gonna baboon. So when you be blessed about you have to resist it. Because how? So cameras for a press for not all threatening will be. Because I'm saying electoral laws no. And when we say better about baby a to about, we don't need any party poster or party colors there. Now wait, you cannot say you have no complain here. Oh boy, send this day back when the time when the end is also the three. Na enya you one in every home.
Hey, Radigana pa look Niakosu you know him Miss Roma 2028. Look, Miss Roma 2028.
Bekasa.
2028. Miss Roma 2028. Because ebehu. Ebehu. Na nkrofo ya butcher mabuga me share other videos. Na mujina police wo jina home. A branch no born asumu no ye krokro na e ma police for ma e de omo ejuju eyi sofo azoka akuma IGP we na mo kan se yankwa me catch MPP for say enya dia police for mo ho ban enti munum se mun tim mo ho ban dia ma mo nkwa kwatia ya sha se emponi o
eba ne sen na se avocato ye national debate national
vice chairman NDC
ngu ase NDC party na gu say enti character waiting be national executive character we se suban we kubolo suban uradu we ya safin o ta se na mesre NPP4 it is time for us to wake up na ye mrantie na eduru ba ye gya ho no we need to go and beg them. We should do the needful to bring them back. What I say? I say, Simon, that love and the zeal. No more say we are there to protect them 24/7. Because near almost first year more year, who I North. At the end of the day, no media station behind me and Nimranti Domako Janakoto and Man Children Nibia. A only report and then can hear. Said Omako court and I am na ya find on 6,000. There's no video or pictures as evidence. And then they will do worse in AKWATIA. And yes, a party painful. So whatever we need to do to bring these boys back, we should bring them back. Here Moses Abo. Mr. We want to see you with the boys. Because yentimin trans Emma and this Emfa to me jom semni ehurahura. And then Rebecca can feel continent now. And with what is going on in the country, to see a year festival ye kum nipa. Na lot of councils nipa ewu. Na bolly, yera bolly, yera Mahama ni krum bolly. Nipa ewu. Then we are not saving Ghana. No matter Upa Yura Mahame, Upa Nantivias to seek for investment. If there's no peace in your country, investors in them back. What the Ghana is going to be too quiet, the investment will not come because you cannot guarantee them peace. And then we now IGP the best you IGP. Minimum say uncrow for home muti. Lydia and Jobel IGP yes no. Monfa monai nsisi fom na moma yanye munni se masa na mo kae no mo de yaduma se ne azoka yanchina it means that there's no law that is working in this country.
And there's no law because yanchi no and there's no law
there's no law in this country.
Ka kana prekono bi yanchi no
what you say na se emra so nya aduma o manimu a dero and se be.
Per tornare al 100% a me serve sempre un po' di lavoro. Ora al BIO invece basta un click. Quando le setole si consumano la pulizia diventa più difficile, ma una nuova testina avvolge perfettamente il dente per ripristinare una pulizia efficace al 100%. Oral B. Un click e riaccendi la pulizia perfetta.
Science secret time.
Na yempanyimfo nyi se we bi. Anyway, when ya dia e say you can den. It to say about
I feel about 10 16.
I feel about 10 by now. Some security measures na kicking me kan sam wa ha.
Because body on
so they should just let it kick in. Na yam ko papa nya fe ya. Bone enya fe.
Now, that running maybe. When you say, man of some command security post, and the police for who do motor cry message you. When you say Sunday, there was no post anywhere. Send a mayor.
I post in this one, so police in the Biennial. I post in the sea of Pans, so be among Crawford, a Benya. And this was a plan, a calculated plan with the Ghana police. Into your best say near AKWATIA. I'm not expecting so much MPP in Libya. I'm not expecting so much MPP in Libya.
So I know say omo plan B. Yeah, plan B.
No, I just make say na ye kwachi MPP ni. What you say? Enya ye this one for NPP.
Say yankasa action.
No. Enti ye de besi na yakọ. Se hu hia se be san ba bi mu a.
Omo nim na omo kwa ba be ka che se yabo
ma.
No mo de anti bi amu.
Chama buga wadi sutro first sutro.
Omo ba say.
Wadi sutro first one. Makro na sumpa ba ko. Enti omo kwa na yakobo ombi no mbe so a.
No, chama buga ba be ka che me amade.
Se yakobo no.
Se yabo no. Na ono a mu nipa ni bi.
I want to more on first target. I have a commission war. Ablikmanov. Who said no target? After you marking.
Yeah, after you. I'm meaning that. So you parliament. Only who are mope. What you say? Now, my main first. What could you some far assembly ma AKWATIA for? AKWATIA for ne? Yeah, who said? And now you to obey. And then I register for national apprenticeship program. AKWATIA. And now you to obey.
One chi NPP stronghold yes is come uchi o nya asam ketwa
yes ko to bagi NST krom
one chi MP yes is come uchi o nya asam ketwa
o fa say e ya yie nso abode when for NDC for mama nso abode monye na muntu abanti awo
na minia na entro kwaso mo san kan say se omkoto aba ema kensolomo a omunya mpuntu okra trade north MP oyandis ni mputo be na kwaso ho Okakwe North MP oyandis ni mputo be na kwaso ho Okakwe South MP oyandis ni mputo be na mba ye kwaso ho even ayewaso central ha MP oyandis ni mputo be na abawe ba ye hu ho nti anya no kure yenyama mu okote esremu mu nye entro ni sika do be ba asam discover be chemu mfuru mu ma 1500 no de ba mu nyina mu ni na mu nkoto abani ntia wom because omu ye bia ye nada edi apprenticeship program you be no e be fa no just a procedure to get vote enya adwuma e ba ne sen na enra na e commission DVL center na mo kwa mo ba mu sidanda be ye wura mahama ye nya report say wasi asore dem makomako edu ama Assemblies of God for AKWATIA for one kai mu school dan one kai ma kwan no one kai mu market one kai na nya fei na oba beye okosi o be osi no enti mesra mu mamani nda ho enya de papia endis bitna ye de amamo yeba mama na nkasa ka ne mfie miensa na okọ ontimi nya hwe mamu enti ayen tros kan mu nyini na mkotuma asumadu mkotuma kin Solomon na kumi expert na emmo no ho ban no ontimi pet empuntu efamremu na nya ndisi aban erase ye de ebesi ahase na yebekọ na sports aba hu hia ese esa ba biu yebeba na ye de ne ohu bia soso no de abremu ama abeso ka bibia na
no what can see ben from as I said I'm of our plan so by now their plan should be activated. That's almost come back the